starting from scratch?
You mean like lyrics or?
Yeah. Does it all come at once, or do you see something that says, well, that's a good idea for a song?
For me, it's very different. You know, when you do get those little nuggets of inspiration, you need to write them down or you'll lose them forever. Sometimes it is the music that comes first. I'm a guitar player and I like to play guitar, so I play a lot. And I'll come up with different riffs that like lend themselves to a song. I kind of got into the whole original thing because I can't remember other people's songs, you know. And when I'm trying to learn them, it's like it doesn't sound anything like the, you know. Mm-hmm. And when we had just a couple of weeks ago, when Phil put on the songwriting series with John Kilzer, he said, this is what he said. He said, go out and try to write for somebody, write their song. You know, someone that's famous, write a song for them, write their song. He said, at the end, it's not going to sound like their song. Like if you went out to write Let It Be by the Beatles, but you did your own version of it, in the end it's not going to be their song. You know, if you put your own lyrics to it and change up the music. And he was saying, you know, that's the way to be a good songwriter. You listen to good songs and, you know, you kind of copy those styles. A lot of people do it, and I've seen it more and more. It seems like more and more in print. I know Elvis Costello in Songwriter Magazine, he was talking about how he copies other people's stuff. I mean, he does, but it ends up being his own. You know, he makes it his own. Mm-hmm. So I got to try that so I can write some better songs.
Stolen any good songs lately?
No, I don't think that I have, although that last one kind of
the Stolen Songwriters Association.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there was this, once upon a time, this paranoia by people that were not as educated or experienced in the business as a lot of people are today, that someone's going to steal my song. The more I pitch it, someone's bound to steal my song. I'm reluctant to go to Music Row. I'm reluctant to go here and there pitching songs. Not me personally, but you know, I'm just speaking in broad terms.
Right.
A lot of people used to have that paranoia, and some of them still do, but technology and laws and everything are so nowadays that get over it. This it's not done that way anymore.
Right, and I think too, particularly here in Memphis, because we really have this independent artist kind of thing going on. We have the opportunity to put our own stuff out there, and then, at least that's my approach. Mm-hmm. Putting my own product out there, and then looking at maybe pitching that to someone else. It's already going to be on a CD, and it's going to be in other people's hands, and then I'm taking that song, you know, maybe, you know, to Nashville or wherever.
Well, I'm selling it on MySpace tomorrow, so
Joe.
You got a problem with that? You better speak now.
Too late. I already got it on MySpace.
Drat.
That's another thing about the Folk Alliance, and it's really funny. I was in Martin Music Thursday, and I had the lanyard that I wear my corporate ID badge on is Diodario guitar strings, right? And so this guy was in there, he said, oh, are you a rep? You know, I got the gray hair going, right? He said, oh, are you a rep from
Diodario? Yeah, how many strings?
And I said, no, I got this free at the Folk Alliance, you know, and he made some kind of wisecrack about the Folk Alliance. I said, you know, about folk music, that's not very big here in Memphis and that kind of thing. I was like, oh, you don't understand. At the Folk Alliance, like I went to several panels where it was just about like distribution, and they had the guy there from CD Baby, the guy that created CD Baby, and they had a rep there from iPod, and all these different people talking about, you know, distribution. It was just like perfect timing for what I got going on in my own little career, but it was just amazing the amount that I was able to learn at that conference. I feel like I leapfrogged about 3 or 4 years of, you know, hard knocks.
Isn't that funny how something can do that at an event?
Exactly. Yeah. And I know that there were a lot of people that came away from that really pumped. You know, Kim Richardson, for instance, great singer-songwriter. She quit her corporate job, go back just to music full-time, and she's doing some artwork on the side kind of thing. Yeah, it's just really, that was a cool thing. Another cool thing about the conference was there was a real kind of coming together of the Memphis people, you know, because we were such a small group compared to the world. There were people there from Australia and Canada and Newfoundland and all these different places, and so it was kind of neat the way the Memphis people kind of grouped together, and we had our own little tribe going.
Yeah, in other words, y'all jumped on the same bed at the same time.
That was got to be the weirdest experience. They had like the top 2 or 3 floors where it was like 3 floors where they had every other room was there's an event going on in a hotel room. It was like speed dating, only
hospitality suite.
Yes, it was something else. Met people from all over the world, and
we used to do that in broadcasting years ago. Go to the National Association of Broadcasters National Convention, wherever they would have it in Vegas, and we'd hit all the hospitality suites, and it got to be a game after a while. People trading air checks, and oh, by the way, here's this and here's that, and,
right,
and all that. 3 o'clock in the morning, we were jumping on beds. Here's the next hit record. Take my record. That kind of thing. Well, cool. John Dillard and
Rex Ragland.
Rex, you've been very quiet over there.
Yes, I'm just a guest.
Oh, well, so tell me real quick, how long have you been playing harp?
About 40 years.
Really?
Yes.
He started when he was 2.
They don't look that old.
Yeah, he started when he was 14.
Well, I started when I was old enough to watch my dad play, and I tried humming into it. But I always had one, but finally when I was 17, I pretty much perfected it, and from there on I just pursued it, and I'm still learning. I'll be 34 years. You can do the math.
You want to say something?
Okay.
Well, one of the things. Yeah, I was just going to let everybody know, John Dillard, I'm a great John Dillard fan, and I've been fortunate enough to be able to try and stand in behind him. He was mentioned in the soiree, Alley Cat soiree thing, and that goes on at Moe's, and another great place where we go all the time, it seems like. And then also, if you like what you heard by John Dillard, upcoming in June, where MSA is going to be featured out at the Old Millington Winery, and that's out in North Shelby County, right off Highway 51, and you can check it out at www.oldmillingtonwinery.com. And John Dillard, along with some of the other people that you're going to be featuring here today, they'll be out there doing their original music, and Perry and Carrie out there at the Old Millington Winery, they do music every Sunday from 3 to 6, live music, a lot of original stuff out there. You'll see like Dr. Dave, Elmo in the Shades, just some great folks out there.
All kinds of folks.
Yeah, so
cool.
Just kind of wanted to throw that in there.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, anyway, thank John and Rex for taking time on your Saturday to hang with us.
Thank you very much. Very enjoyable.
And we'll be looking for the CD to come out very soon. And you're playing all over town, different places.
Absolutely.
Where are you playing next?
Oh, that's a good question. Let's see. You stumped me there. I'm playing the Alley Cat soiree on a third Thursday.
Okay.
I know that one for sure. Played last night. I may actually be playing this afternoon at the Bartlett Festival again, the St. Anne's.
Oh, good.
Was that today?
Yeah, we played last night, and they were asking for some players again today, so we may go.
Well, Guido didn't tell us. Usually he tells us, but then again, he's playing tonight, so I know he was preoccupied with his gig tonight.
Yeah. And they had great weather this year. Last year it was raining and all that kind of mess, but man, it's beautiful out last night and again today. And there'll be live music all day long out there.
St. Anne's Catholic Church.
On Stage Road in Bartlett. Yes.
Yeah. All right. And come back again.
Thank you very
Don't
much.
be a stranger. And, we're going to
take a break.
Over here with another member of the Songwriters, Maria Spence. WQOX FM Memphis, the voice of the Memphis City Schools.
And Juke and Jamm Memphis.
Juke and Jamm Memphis. And we have the Memphis Songwriters Association in the house.
Woohoo!
Yeah. I'm Bob Holden, along with Joe Terry.
I'm here.
And Bill Beasley.
Yes.
Yes. And we just checked out Leon Hartman, jazz man with Burning the Midnight Oil. Maria Spence before that, Help Yourself. So we're up to date with the playlist. And by the way, you can check our website, jukenjam.com, JUKENJAMM.com. for information, and we're going to have a whole bunch of stuff on there from the songwriters this time around.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to shift gears over here. We're going to play a cut that I've already been advised on the front end that we need to send up our advisory sticker.
Please do.
It sounds innocent enough. I think it was, intended to be a children's song, and then you got around that old campfire one night, and a couple of...
My wife said if I put it on the CD, she'd divorce me, so it made it onto the CD. We're still together.
Oh. Well, I mean, I thought I could maybe I better not, so I don't want to cause any family things here, but you know what? I don't care. Here's a family thing.
Yeah, introduce yourself. Make sure you introduce yourself.
Why not? That's all I can say.
Harp.
Yeah.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Why not? Nobody else was going to say
You
it.
now have PETA and everybody else coming after me.
That's Bob holding it.
Nobody else was going to say it. I hear it's going to make the playlist down here.
Yeah,
The views
Thank
and
you,
opinions.
Jesus.
that too.
Thank you, Jesus. The Lord works in mysterious ways, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. Hippo in the hot tub.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What were you smoking when you wrote that?
It was extreme depression, as most artists go through. It was.
I thought that was every day.
It's that bipolar thing that most artists deal with, and I actually had a friend that called me and said, if you write a song, if you could task focus and do that, you'll feel better. And it was actually co-written by a friend of mine, Michael Chamberlain, who I said, well, that's great, but I haven't got any ideas. He said, I've got one, and I can't pull a song out from the hook, but I have the hook. And I said, what's the hook? And he said, there's Hippo in the hot tub. So I said, I'll call you back in a little while, and probably wrote it in 30 minutes, and called him right back. He said, no, you haven't written it in 30 minutes. I said, yeah, here it is. So he did a few word changes, and we worked on the tempo, the melody, and it's a hit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah. I guarantee you, I wish this was TV, because everybody up here in the studio had that deer in headlight look. They're all going, huh?
Yeah. Well,
they were listening very intently for those words that would cross the line.
Right. Well, they've already, Phillip up here wants to play. Can I even say the title?
Maybe.
Yeah, I Love War.
Yeah.
Is that okay? Did
No.
we just we didn't clear the we didn't clear the FCC on that one? Okay. I retract that anyway.
We try to dodge.
But there's been a few songs batted around up here that people wanted to hear that I've written, but it's been said that they're a little too risque, evidently, for the airwaves, and that's okay. I can deal with that.
We all know where the bread and the butter comes from.
Well, we also know where 3-6 got and how they got there, so maybe we could all take notes. In fact, they got their own reality TV. So.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Did anyone move the porta potty?
They had to move, period. They forced them to move.
Of course,
So anyway.
they got the old midnight movers to move them
Anyway,
to a new location out in California.
can I play a song from my friend Phillip Beasley, who got me off my lazy booty?
No.
Do you understand, Bob? All I do with my life is sit in my backyard, drink tea, and smoke cigarettes. This is it. I'm too old to be a rock star anymore in this town, and I'm too young for the European tour. So, so I sit in my backyard, and guys like Phillip Beasley call me, and say, "Get off your butt and get out and do something. Come on over here and do this with me on this radio show." So, I'm here to support him, and I'm here to support MSA, and I want to say from the bottom of my heart that I'm too daggum lazy to get off my booty and help just anybody. This guy's great. This guy is wonderful, and I think all songwriters out there in Memphis should get involved with this situation. Phillip needs to give out your cell phone number. Be brave on the airwaves.
I'll give it up for you, Phil.
Yeah, do that. It's not a problem.
But yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I want to play this song, Phillip.
Hey, I think we kind of jumped the gun. Does anybody even know who you are?
Yeah,
No.
didn't he introduce me?
I did, David Harp.
Yeah.
Oh, it's David Harp.
Yeah.
I was just thinking it.
But say that right there.
Sorry.
We'll back up the longer tape.
This-
and
this
we
is-
Can we review the tape,
Yeah,
please?
yeah, sure we can.
This is David Harp, and what radio station are we on now?
Listen.
It's Juke and Jamm, Memphis,
And
88.5 FM.
and thank you very much.
This is called Blowin' Away. She said everything's blowing away. Yeah, it's going to be a great day. Hope they're recording this for you, Phillip, so you'll have a copy now. You won't bother me anymore. 'Cause everything's blowing away. That's right, guys. She said everything's blowing away. It's going to be a great day, 'cause everything's blowing away. She said she feels like a flower in bloom. She's in love with the man in the moon. She dances to her special tune. She likes wind in her hair. She said it's savoir-faire. She said everything's blowing away. She likes wind in her hair. She said it's savoir-faire. She said everything's blowing away. Woo.
All right.
David Harp.
Yeah. Is that going to make the playlist too?
Oh,
Did you record that? You might want to record that for posterity first.
yeah, we record. So, what inspires you to write a song?
My right brain?
Okay, that's good.
It's just I think personally when I look back on my life, it's destiny. How else does anybody wind up in Memphis, Tennessee?
Some are born.
Yeah,
Some are left
well,
here.
that's true. That's true. But I was a product of a Navy move. My father moved here because of the Navy. And just to sum up, my career, if there is any kind of career to even talk about, when I was in my early 20s and kind of like a junior rock star around town, playing in all the bands and doing all the going arounds, and all my friends started migrating up to Nashville, because if you do understand the inner workings of the music business, you understand there's not much infrastructure in Memphis, period, to support yourself as an artist. There are the X Factors, the people that do break through the glass ceiling, the 3-6s, the Saliva, the people that do make it. But most of the time, if you're really trying to peddle a song, there's not like a lot of publishing houses in this town to operate through. So all my friends in my 20s, people like Chuck Jones that I knew, and Mark Colley, I worked with him for years, started migrating up to Nashville, and got several phone calls from a lot of people saying, come on, you can sleep on my couch. At the time, I was working as a professional harmonica player, playing with Coon Elder, a bunch of Coon Elder, with Mark Colley, anybody, River Bluff Clan, anybody who'd let me on stage. And Mark used to call me and say, you can get a per diem job up here, just going out on tour, and working with bands. And, and you could play harmonica. And he says, darn, you're just down there just flopping around going from stage to stage looking for anybody to give you stage time. He said, just come on up here, they'll pay you for it, you know. And it was, I knew even in my mid-20s that when I made the call to stay here in Memphis, that it was more or less making a decision into obscurity, you know, because, you know, this is the land of milk and honey as far as artists go, but there's not much industry to support that artist, you know. And I've always had a heartfelt feeling even about local artists who don't understand the business world. You know, I mean, I've got artist friends that are in their 50s that do not understand words like infrastructure. They don't understand marketing. They don't understand what a publicist it is, you know. They don't understand you have to have an entourage or a whole big group of people around you to support you, to catapult you. You need to have the money backing to even get to these levels. And they'll look at me and say, I've got 5 CDs completely done, David, and they all have quality songs on them. I said, I know they do. And they go, I don't know why they're not making any breakout. And I said, because there's no infrastructure here to support that. You need a cannon to shoot it out there. You need the catalyst. And that's the unfortunate thing. And yeah, you know, in my mid-20s, I can remember thinking and saying, you know what, I'm just a Memphis kid. I'm a Memphis boy. I love barbecue. I love the multicultural experience in Memphis.
And I go to Memphis tonight.
And I love Jesus, and there's a whole lot of Jesus in this town. And I just, you know, yeah, Memphis in May. I mean, this town's just rich. It's just rich.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I go to Nashville. I love Nashville. I don't want to add more to the big feud going on between the two cities. I go to Nashville, and it's okay, but it's cold. To me, it's cold compared to the warmth that I feel here. And I'm just a Memphis boy, so I knew in my 20s that when I made the commitment to stay here, any kind of a little career I could have had was probably down the drain at that time just by that decision. But you know what? I got to see Mudboy and the Neutrons perform. You know, I got to hang out on the stage with Ferry Lewis and play harmonica, you know, and I got a lot of wonderful experiences that I'd never trade for a million. I got to see Keith Sykes and Larry Raspberry play together in a band at Pro Capé, you know, with Doug Garrison, I think, on drums. Just, you know, an absolute incredible moment in time of rock and roll history as far as I'm concerned this town. Got to see Alex Chilton and the Panther Burns, you know, at the Antenna. You don't see this stuff anywhere else in America, you know. So that's it. And I think there are other people that really need to come up and share some time with you.
We'll get together and trade more stories.
Well, yeah, we will. I hope. And you can come sit in my backyard with me. I'm going back to my backyard and my tea and my cigarettes and my 4 puppies that sit around in my backyard in the shade tree with me. And I'll see you the next time I come around. And maybe I'll come up here and you'll allow me the chance to bring some of my CDs up here, and we'll have a moment together. And
it will be special.
Oh, please, I'm getting sick.
I don't have. What I do is, if somebody wants a CD, and I got tons of, I got 8 complete CDs made of all different varieties. I'm into. I do solo stuff. You heard Hip on the Hot Tub. I do pop rock. I'm a big punk pop fan, so some of my stuff is very eclectic punk pop. But if anybody wants anything, it's davidjohnharp@yahoo.com is the email address.
Okay.
It's John the old way, John, David John, Harp, like the musical instrument, at yahoo.com. You can email me, and we'll work out some agreement. You know, I do buy, sell, trade too. So if you want to trade 2 packs of cigarettes
Now wait a minute. Now wait a minute.
CD, we could work out a deal.
This is not commercial radio.
Oh, excuse me. Did I cross that?
He didn't get the memo.
Oh, darn.
Bartering included.
Not permissible.
Okay.
They'll make a. No, I'm not going to go
Okay.
there. They'll make
All right.
an example out of me.
Oh, no. Don't burn him at the cross.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you for the time, Bob.
Oh, well, definitely. And come back.
I will.
And what's the hippo's name?
The hippo.
Yes, in the hot tub. What's his name?
That's art is supposed to be looked at and listened to. You're supposed to make your own discernments.
Oh, okay. So his name's Art.
All right, that's what I got.
Yeah.
Everybody always asks me that stuff. They say, "Who is the hippo?" You know, what is the hippo? And it's art is what it is. You make it whatever you want to make it. You know.
Hippo named Mark.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll do that.
All right.
Before you slide, there's one cut on here. wondering about it. Talk radio?
Oh yeah, sure. If you want to fire it on up. It's a rocker.
Is it clean? Can we play it?
Yeah, I think it's clean. It might have a political statement on it.
Yeah, it's clean.
It's not a deep one.
Yeah.
It's,
You sure?
I'm positive.
And it would have probably been from the 60s, so nobody...
If you have me up here 3 or 4 more times, I'll be clear on all the things I can say and can't say. But right now, I'm a novice at this. Let it roll. I'm sure.
You got
it's
7 seconds.
all right, thank you.
Appreciate it, man.
Just to show you the different, the spectrum. And so, the Memphis Songwriters Association, I mean, everything from gospel to country to soul to R&B, pop, rock, just such a, don't just think it's a bunch of, just a small group of people. Well, yeah, a bunch of folkies, yeah.
Mm-hmm. You got it going on with just about everything.
That's right.
And tell people again, if they want to be active with these songwriters, how do they do that?
Well, we got a myspace.com, Memphis Songwriters. John Dillard and Mr. John Mathewson got that up and running for us, so that's kind of a new thing. And then Miss Deborah Turner, who has done our website for us, she just had some unfortunate health problems, and but she's getting back in the swing of things, and so they can go to memphissongwriters.org, and they'll start seeing some current information there and information on how you can become a member. And then also, I mean, people are absolutely willing. I mean, most of the time I hand my card out all around. Come to Moe's on a Tuesday night, the first Tuesday of the month, and we'll be able to give you information there, or come to one of our events that we're having around town.
Cool. So we now are shifting gears to something a little more, how would you describe your music?
Well, it's funny when they mention different. My name pops up a lot, unfortunately. But,
I get that too.
I'm kind of all over the board. Eclectic is probably. I write some country, some folk, some
Punk rock.
Rusty is all over the board.
Yeah.
Punk rock, country.
Don't really do too much punk. I've done some stuff for some independent films, some things for things like training films, background music, and that type of stuff. So it really depends on, I write commission works, some contemporary Christian stuff, some actually a couple cuts that made it on a Jewish folk CD. So it, like I said, I'm all over the board. I play a lot of different instruments, and so enjoy having the, the differences.
Cool.
And I like to play jazz as far as on different instruments.
You do jingles too?
I've done some jingle work in Nashville when I lived there. I was a road musician years ago in the early 80s, so
I hear you.
Had some experience. I did some stuff with Janie Fricke.
Oh yeah.
And we used to do a lot of the radio station sounders, and we would do probably WO, and we would do 12 to 14 sets, in a day, and we would stack 6, 7, 8 part harmonies on that, and a lot of tight harmonies, Manhattan transferish kind of harmonies. So, and you had to, I was what was called a long baritone, so I could sing tenor, and so I could do a lot of the different parts all the way down. So we were able to get a lot of things done with a few people, and there was an agency up there that did a lot of those kind of things. So we cranked them out pretty well, and then of course Janie Fricke went on to some very nice things, and
she was doing jingles here.
Okay.
Once upon a time too.
Okay.
We'd Be Tenor, I think, might come to mind.
Yes, I have. I've known of Mr. Tanner. In fact, my wife at one time worked for Mr. Tanner. So, but
yeah, well, if you were,
I think everybody's worked for Mr. Tanner one time or another in Memphis.
Town back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s.
I was a tree surgeon for him.
You did jingles. That's always on the resume.
Yeah. So
yeah, you're doing jingles. All right. So anyway, today, what is Rusty Graber up to? What are you doing nowadays?
Well, besides my straight job, I end up doing a lot of benefit work for different people. I do private parties and stuff like that as far as solo acts. I do a lot of covers, anything from you know, Tom Petty to John Mayer to you know, Johnny Cash to, you know, all kinds of different things. And then, of course, do a lot of the original stuff with the Songwriters Group, the Memphis Songwriters Association. Now, I'm the current vice president, and you know, we're trying to really, you know, really push membership. We've really tried to focus on getting writers from the beginning stages to work on their craft, and not just, you know, have a snazzy line and try to throw it into a song. Try to really craft a song, and that's what a lot of the workshops are about, getting them from where they are now, as a lot of them are you know, when you're starting out, you're inexperienced at what you're doing, and getting them some of the knowledge that they don't have to struggle and learn by, you know, just by rote. Get something, you know, with groups of people where you have a safety net and bounce ideas off of them. And that's what the Songwriters
can get you out of a rut too.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
You can throw your stuff up over other people, and you know, bounce some stuff off, and with people that are going to be listening it from a, you know, not a, you know, oh, that's nice, I like that song, to a, you know, you might want to work on this line, it just doesn't fit, or maybe you don't need that extra chorus, and that's the kind of stuff, not a critical critique, but a true working, you know, analyzation of what you're doing to try to make your stuff
criticism.
right, to make your stuff better, and that's what I think the Songwriters Association can bring to a lot of people in that regard. We have the speaker next week will be Brian Knight from Memphis Indie Studios, and he'll be talking to the group basically about what you need to have to come into the studio with, and
not break the bank.
Right, and what you need to have prepared ahead of time. So if you have musicians that you're going to use, have them rehearsed, have a working demo tape or just a work tape that you can play behind and get it going. So that's where we're at, you know, that type of thing. A couple of months ago we had somebody saying, you know, this is how you can set up a basic sound system. This is some things to look for, you know, and that type of thing, because when you're singing out, if you've never done that, you don't get there.
Should have us come and talk to you about radio.
Well, that's another thing, yeah. I mean, we're always looking for great, and that's one of my things as vice president, is to come up with different groups and different speakers and things that can really lend knowledge to them that, unless they're in the business, they would literally have no reason to know that, and they don't want to find out after the fact.
Because I'll give you a little tidbit real quick.
Sure.
And this has not changed very much from day one, and we'll go back to, say, the mid-'50s to current. And the type of technology doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
On the average, each week there's approximately 250, 300 singles released. And it doesn't matter, again, if it's internet, on CD, or whatever the medium is.
Right.
There's roughly that many songs coming out for radio consideration. And this is by people that are considered professionals. These are not the people that make bedroom quality recordings
Right.
on their computer and do the internet independent thing. These are legit
Mm-hmm.
recordings. On the average, and whether if there's a consultant involved or whether if there's a local program director or whomever it is that's deciding on what is to be played in radio or on radio, they're going to go with roughly between 5 and 8 new songs per week.
Mm-hmm.
5 to 8 songs are coming off the playlist from last week. And where they go is anybody's guess, but they're not being played. So the following week, there's about, another 300 singles plus 295, give or take, from last week.
Mm-hmm.
Do the math. What does that come to? About 500 and
Yeah, you're almost 600, yeah.
Yeah, so they're going to take 5, maybe 8 songs out of that batch.
Mm-hmm.
Am I painting a clear picture?
Oh, yeah, and a lot of people don't understand that there are a lot of good songs that don't get airplay.
And that's after going through the process through
Yeah.
the publisher of doing the needle
Culling
drop thing with the publisher when
that's
you
right.
walk in the magnificent office
Mhm.
and they're going, "Hey kid, what you got for me today?"
Right.
And they'll play about 20 seconds of it and they'll say, "Okay, what's next?"
Mhm.
And after about 6 songs in a row, and they finally said, "Well, come back when you can write a song," and your feelings are hurt, and you know where it spirals from there. You know, that's the pre-prep
Right.
basis. That hasn't gone to radio yet, so you can imagine how competitive it is in radio.
Oh. Well, and
Really?
also, with the consolidation of the radio stations as
unless
well.
you're Joe Terry over here who claims to be a consultant.
Well, with the consolidation of all the
Which?
a lot of the stations, that makes a big difference.
Let me read this.
Sure.
The FCC settles with CBS, Clear Channel, Intercom, and Citadel. Lots of reading at the FCC website regarding individual consent decrees, but what it boils down to, payola still exists today.
Right.
It isn't called payola, it's called the consultants. So they just recently settled with
Views and opinions here.
So that means that $5 that I gave you earlier got me.
That's just lunch.
Oh, okay. But you're right, and when the playlists are designated for 200 stations or 300 stations in a radio group, you have a lot less of opportunities to get a regional act up from the region and outward. It's not as easy as some of that part has changed, because now you've got people in an office in Chicago or New York making a playlist decision for the following week.
Exactly.
That aren't getting exposed unless their handlers or their people are getting to them at some other level.
Exactly.
And that's the hard
and
part.
even the independent stations, the nonprofits, the college stations, and so forth, that QOX and Weevil and U92 and all the local guys are out here that support local music. Even we have our limitations and restrictions to some things that we can and cannot play. And as much as we all try, we collectively, to work in as many independent local artists, we can't cover the full gamut of what's out there.
Right.
And we have actually had people to come to us and say, well, you're not playing our music. How come? I say, well, it could be technical, it could be this, it could be that. So
It's not very good. No, we don't say.
there's a lot that goes into
Right.
it, And if you're going to be a good songwriter / artist, these are some of the things that one must understand on the front end.
Tune your guitar.
Tune your guitar. Sing on key. Don't forget the words. Enunciate.
Don't get pitchy.
And if you're not a friend of Simon Cowell, call him up.
Yeah, well, his Christmas list I think is pretty small sometimes, but you're right, and you have to have relatively thick skin, and not all writers with the Memphis Songwriters Association at this point are writing for a commercial vein. They're writing for themselves, but they want to get better, or they're writing for stuff so they could write it for their church or whatever venues that they want to be in. And it's not. Some of them will tell you, I'm not a performer. I just have good lyrics and want to put some stuff to music, and I want to meet somebody that I can co-write and do some stuff of that nature. So it is kind of an all-encompassing group, and people are at different levels. There are those of us that have done a lot of recording, a lot of writing, some arranging, and there are those that have never, they can't spell studio. So, and that's what we try to make sure that we kind of fit as much information to the people that they're asking for.
And when you say middle C, they're going, yeah, I see all the time.
That's right.
In the middle, too.
That's right. Look up the top and the bottom, but yeah. And A440 is not a new interstate, so that's
That's a band, too.
That's right. But again, it's everybody's at different levels, and we try to be in that middle ground where the new people can come in and get some meat for what they want. The people that are experienced get enough opportunities to do out performing and stuff like that. We don't want to put anybody in any embarrassing situations, and that's what some of the new people, and they kind of put their toe in the water. And again, when you write something, it's your baby, and you feel pretty attached to it. And then when somebody sometimes will give you some criticism, in some areas it's not the most constructive. In ours, we try to be extremely constructive because we want them to be better.
Sure.
Doesn't mean they have to change it. It's their song. If they want to keep it the way they like it, fine. Because everybody's, it's like noses and opinions. Everybody has one. So.
Well, speaking of that, I'm sure you have a song.
I do.
And we're getting close on time. So
okay. Well, let me lay one out for you.
Give us your best shot here.
This is one that I haven't done around a lot. It's called Just You and Me, and for those of us that have kids that are growing up and we're doing the family raising thing and all that kind of stuff, sometimes you just want moments to share by yourself. This is called Just You and Me. are gone, we're on our own. Lock the door, turn off the phone. Take advantage, 'cause tonight we're gonna play. Close the curtains, dim the lights. We're gonna make things nice. Take this time to change some fantasies into memories. Make it like it used to be. Life was just you and me. Stay up all night, sharing dreams. Grab the candles, I grab the wine. We'll make up for lost time. Chase the moon all night until we find the sun. We got the flame, let's light the fire. Rekindle our desire. Give our neighbors something to talk about. Let's walk about. We'll make it like it used to be. When life was just you and me. Stay up all night talking, sharing dreams. Let's love tonight. We'll turn back time, just you and me. Let's love tonight. We'll make our own new history. Just you and me. Just you and me. I wouldn't trade this life we made, though it's frantic. I'd have it any other way when I feel romantic. Grab the candles and grab the wine. We'll make up for lost time. Chase the moon all night until we find the sun. We got the flame, let's light the fire. Rekindle our desire. Give our neighbors something to talk about. Let's walk about. We'll make it like it used to be. When life was just you and me. Stay up all night talking, sharing dreams. Let's love tonight. We'll turn back time, just you and me. Let's love tonight. We'll make our own new history. Just you and me. You and me. You and me. Just you and me. Thank you.
Cool. When you write a song, is there any particular inspiration or process that you go through?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think like John spoke to earlier, sometimes you get a key phrase that sticks in your mind, or a guitar lick, or you're particularly emotional about something, and sometimes it's something that happened a couple of years ago, and there's been something hanging in the back of your mind that you really want to kind of express, because most songwriters, and as you as a recovering songwriter would know, you know, it's some of the best therapy, and some of those songs you write for yourself, and if it's got some strong stuff to it, a lot of times you can turn it to something else and make it more, I don't want to say, I hate the word commercial, but make it more universally appealing to more people than just you.
Sellable?
Possibly, but you know, sometimes some things aren't necessarily sellable, but they're more enjoyable, because you know, you can use the same phrase that everybody else uses, or you can be cute and come up with something, you know, different, like, you know, give the neighbors something to talk about and squawk about. You know, that's something you could say that a lot easier in a lot of different ways. You know, do something exciting, do something out of the average, out of the ordinary. But that's not what I wanted to say. I wanted to say it some other way, and to get a rhyme that, you know, squawk and talk is not a rhyme you'll find in a lot of songs. But you know, and that's what you're looking to see, if you can get those type of things going more often than anything else.
All right, well, cool. And you have a website or email or something?
My email is rusty@graberpartners, that's G-R-A-B as in boy, E-R, graberpartners.com. And that's the best way to get a hold of me. I do a lot of things around town with different people, so I'll be doing some stuff at the National Prayer Day with
cool.
a group called the Ruach Group down at downtown. With Mayor Wharton has asked us to come in and do the music for that.
Location?
That's it's on the plaza downtown outside the county building. It's Thursday. I believe it starts at 11:30 through about 1:30, and we'll be doing some songs down there. I don't think I'm doing any of my original stuff, but we'll get the rest of the group involved there for that.
Great.
So,
any other gigs or anything?
Other than some stuff I'm doing around town with Moe's and occasional flying saucer stuff, most of my stuff is private or conventions. I am hoping to start a CD project late summer, early fall, and have something out before Christmas, and get that going. So that's on the hit list right now for that. So
cool. All right. Well, we appreciate you taking your time to be with us.
Thank you for having us.
And we'll definitely be on the lookout in the flyer and other publications for wherever you're playing around town.
All right.
So cool. Well, time is about to get the best of us, so we're going to shift gears here live. Normally we would go to some music, but the clock is getting the best of us. So we're moving microphones and bumping into each other and retooling and resetting and all that.
Got time for one more.
Time for one more. And you never know. It's always the act that's the last on the list that probably blows everybody away. And I know when I'm playing with bands, I always don't like to be the first act out of the chute. And sometimes it's kind of hard to follow some people who actually come in and blow out the whole premise, you know. But
I've been there both ways.
Yeah. So anyway,
my name is John Mathewson, and I'm the secretary of MSA, and I'm a student also at University of Memphis, and I'm really pumped up about the organization, and I felt like what I could bring to the table is the way to access the youth, you know, bring up people, my own classmates, have access to stuff in the studio and everything like that. So I think with that and everybody else's talents combined, really could take MSA a step forward and build the fan base like it used to be.
So are you a commercial music major or?
Yeah, I'm a recording technology major, and I moved here from Corpus Christi, Texas, about a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
But, I came to make it in the music biz. Hopefully, finish my degree up here, go up to Nashville, and you know, be a songwriter, song plugger. So that's the plan.
Joe will never admit it, but he has roots in
Austin.
Austin.
Well, if I have time, I like to play a song. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right. This is a
Texas
song.
Texas rules, I know.
Texas rules. Texas rules.
I get in here for this all the time.
Just don't start that Third Coast stuff again.
Oh, no. This is a song I wrote. It's one of my newer songs, one of the better ones I like, called A Missing Person. This is John Mathewson at Juke and Jamm, Memphis. Hairbrush, makeup, gone off the shelf. Pictures in frames, they don't remain. No clues, no notes left on the door. Can you help me find
Blue Tom Records project?
Not this semester. It was going on, but I was busy with my other classes to get involved. Next semester, I plan to try out and hopefully be on the record. That's the plan. Maybe I'll be working on it. Who knows? That's some crazy teachers over there, including Nancy Apple. I have my final with Nancy Apple this Monday. So I told her
$20 goes a long way.
Yeah, I told her I was studying all weekend, but you know. But I'm excited about the Memphis music scene and school here, and everything ties together great. And I've really been welcomed with everybody here in the scene, to being an outsider from the beach. And
Miss the beach.
I miss the beach a lot.
I didn't say this. You didn't hear this from me, especially on the radio. But if you're here for 6 months and you can survive, well, you're a Memphis.
Yeah, I went back home for spring break, and I was talking about I miss my home, and I was talking about Memphis. It really grows to you. Nicest people. I mean, from the first moment I stepped foot here, nicest people, honestly, anywhere. And it's a cool little city. Got some cool little quirks about it. And driving down Central Avenue to get here, it's just a beautiful city. All the history behind it. So.
This is the city of quirks.
City of Quirks. Put that on a T-shirt. Right? Austin is weird, and Memphis City of Quirks.
Yeah.
Do you have any, when you go to write a song, do you have any, like I've asked everybody, do you have any basic concept or direction that you go with?
I plan, usually I've been basing songs around, phrases, ideas, or something I see, and then I let it flow, and then I just try to form it from there. And I find the best bet is just to kind of let it go and see where the song's taking you, and if the song's really not going anywhere, maybe just leave it alone. And that's it. Once you got the foundation of the song, almost like where you want it to do, then you can start crafting it, like Rusty was talking about, fine-tuning it, and there you go. Hopefully it'll be on the radio one day, and you can retire early to Corpus Christi.
Have an elevator in your house.
Have 2 elevators.
Yeah,
and a
I've
Juke.
known several songwriters.
I want a creek running through it.
And a moat. I had a friend who said, I'm going to get famous and build a moat in a castle. Whoever floats that boat of yours, or that moat.
Any advice you can give to the younger folks when they're trying to decide what to do with songwriting?
My biggest thing is just your influences, people that you look up to. Honestly, don't be afraid to copy or, like I said earlier, write in the style of, and listen, just be open-eared, and listen to live people, listen to your friends, and just don't keep on trying, because I've written the worst songs in the world, to me, but just keep on writing, keep on playing for people, and listening to your influences, and honestly, you're in the right direction, and if you're supposed to do it, you'll do it. So that's a lot to say about that.
Cool. Well,
how are we looking? I mean, do we have time for one more song, or are we wrapping up?
If it's short.
Sure. Now we'll leave it at this.
Okay.
I got a little.
This is radio.
I got a blues song about 2 minutes. We got about 2 minutes.
We'll do 2 minutes.
All right. This is a blues song. This is from Memphis. I wrote this song in Memphis. It's a blues song, and it's called "I'll Find My Way." See you. Everybody tells me I'm no good, a real nobody, totally misunderstood, born on a bad moon, but it's okay, I'll find my way to you. Lost my job, lost my money, There you go.
Email, website, any?
I'm on MySpace under John Mathewson, and I got some song samples on there. I'm going back home this summer to record some new demos with some friends I got down there, and I'll be playing out Moe's for Memphis Songwriters. Anything that they got going on, I'll be there usually, tagging along somehow.
Cool.
And just keep your eyes out. I'm trying to make my move, so we'll see what happens. I appreciate y'all having me on here today.
Yeah, come back again.
Yeah,
awesome.
really.
We're running a little tight on time,
Okay.
so Phil Beasley, wrap it up for us here with the songwriters. Again, if somebody wants to reach you guys, memphissongwriters.org.
memphissongwriters.org, and also we now have MySpace, Memphis Songwriters.
We'll talk about that.
Okay.
All
Sorry.
right. And so meetings are?
Meetings are the first Tuesday of every month, and currently we've been having them at Moe's, unless there's one special meeting we had was Steve Evers, the owner of the Melting Pot, hosted it for us at the Melting Pot. And
again, Moe's address, Walker and Highland?
32, Walker. 35, 21. Walker and Highland, over there by the Tiger Bookstore.
Okay.
And they also are opening up downtown as well. Moe's got another venue. Miss Nita Black is opening up at the old 345 stop area down there off of Madison. So everybody wants to check that out. This is going to be a great new venue. And we're going to be doing the Old Millington Winery June 10th. Come on out and meet Perry and Carrie. Of course, they got that thing going on every Sunday from 3 to 6, so you can go out and enjoy live music and catch other great musicians and songwriters there as well. This Tuesday is our meeting, and it's going to be at Moe's, and I think Rusty alluded to the fact that Brian Knight is going to be there speaking to us about some ways you can save some money going in to do your demo session and stuff. So, yeah, really looking forward to that. And I would just like to real quick thank my first of all everybody that's been helping with the Memphis Songwriters Association. All this can't be done by one person. I heard my name mentioned a lot, but it's a lot of other people that work and give of their time, and we need more people like that. And so we're looking to connect our beginners with those more experienced songwriters that are here locally. So please contact us. Anybody that has special skills, the studio people, publishers. I mean, we always need people like that to come in and speak to our group and teach us, and we need to learn from you. So I'd definitely say that. And also, I'd like to thank my wife, Gina, and my son, Preston, Phillip, Lindsay, because, they sacrifice too, because they allow me to be here and do these kind of things.
That's the other side of the story, like the family and the friends, the support mechanism for
absolutely
writers.
And it's so important because it couldn't happen without that. They give of their time, and those family and friends give of their time. So, and it takes that for a volunteer organization. You got to have it. And also the other great organizations out, Joe, the Blues Society. I mean, Eric shared a story one time that the first time he ever got on stage was at a MSA open mic. That just blew me away. I mean, when you see that. So, anyway, just
and the folks at Naris and
folks at Naris, the Recording Academy, great down there. Hello, Courtney.
All the other
all the Folk Alliance, all those great people.
Yeah.
Cindy, Randy.
Short people, the world unite.
A lot of folks.
Just unbelievable, and I am encouraged by what I'm seeing happening. The University of Memphis, the music business,
Rhodes College.
Rhodes College. I mean, I'm encouraged to see that the infrastructure is starting to take place. The people all around there are doing some great
it's
things.
Okay. You can thank Juke and Jamm in 88.5.
Hey, not only do I thank Juke and Jamm 88.5, but also WQOX. I was thinking about it when I was stepping out of it, how many times I tune into this station, especially like when you guys are on Saturday. I've shared the story. I'm out there in my yard with making my neighbors mad unless they're Juke and Jamm fans because they got the car cranked up while I'm weed eating and then also on the ride home, WQOX, the great programming in the afternoons. So, yeah, you guys are awesome. And I tell everybody that I know about Juke and Jamm, because if you're into songwriting and you're into music and you want to know the information about what's going on around town, Mr. Joe, Mr. Bob, and also the history behind the song and the songwriters. I mean, if you're a songwriter or a music person in general, there is no other show that would allow this type of format where you can come in here and you can talk about these things and hear some good music. And thank you for bearing with us this week.
No problem. And I want to emphasize we're open to all genres of Memphis music.
Exactly.
Or Mid-South music, for that matter.
It's a beautiful thing.
Just keep it radio friendly.
All the way to the Third Coast.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're out of time for today.
Okay.
And,
yeah, man.
I want to thank you guys really for being with us.
Sure do.
And you've added a lot to us. You've educated us and brought us a lot of good information. And a lot of budding talent here.
Yeah.
You guys need to be promoting yourselves.